Hello everybody, welcome to the fourth round of the Vtracc challenge powered by tracc.eu. I am Ruby Acosta alongside my co-commentator for today's round, April Carlsvard, also from Queen's Design. Say hello, April.
Hi everyone.
So today we are racing at the hollowed ground of Mount Panorama. It's such a really challenging circuit, but before we get to the nitty-gritty, let's go over the standings. So in the Teams Championship, Mirai United VTuber Racing Team hold the top of the leaderboard with 147 points, with Team Technoburst Racing right behind with 144. Iris with 123, and Grip Razu with 97 points. Then, in the pro standings, we have Lucas Lichten sitting pretty on the top of the leaderboard, however, Icer Ambra and their great form is quickly catching with 79 points. Akito Suzugawa, unfortunately, has withdrawn from the standings, will stay at 74, and Ryosuke Kiyosu with 73. For the silver standings, Ryoma Kirihara sits on top with 93 points, but Chensoi is very close behind with 91. And then for the AM class, DJ Overdrive is in the lead of that class with 97, and Imetric Zanes with 82 points. Ryoma Tateyama also follows with 74 points in third place. So as we get set for qualifying here, April, what are your thoughts on this circuit?
I think this is probably one of the hardest tracks in this game. I think it's going to catch a lot of people out. So although we're hoping for good exciting racing, we're also keeping our fingers crossed that our drivers can keep out the barriers and make it all the way around as well and keep the show on the road.
Especially with the big spread in I don't want to say skill, but sort of in the experience. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how all these 12 drivers get around the mountain, especially with a lot of these VTubers not being outright pros. I mean, we see drivers like Lucas Lichten and Icer Ambra, especially being one of the more experienced and quicker drivers. But a lot of these VTubers, they aren't well, you and me, and where they do this for professionally, or not professionally, but sort of competitively. This is just for fun, and they do this a lot for their content creation, for their fans. So a track like this is going to be a huge challenge for them.
Absolutely, and I think we're seeing that in the difference in lap times we've got in practice here. It's quite a big spread of lap time, and even in a small grid like this, that can make situations that'll trip people up as well. People making overtakes in places you're not expecting when they're lapping you, stuff like that. So, again, fingers crossed, because this is one of those tracks which really makes a big difference between people who've got experience and people who've got less experience.
So while we wait for pre-practice to end here, looks like Icer Ambra is on top of the leaderboard with a really fast time, 2:01.647. That'd be enough to get on top, get in the middle of pro class for I believe it was the Vtracc GT Cup. That's a pretty fast lap time. Right behind is Ryoma Kirihara with I believe that is a... Oh, looks like we're going to qualifying, so I won't be able to see it anymore. But Ryoma Kirihara had a pretty fast lap. He was only about 2 seconds behind. That's already huge. Well, actually, that's already a huge gap, as first car out will be Icer Ambra in the 720S. 720S is known for being a pretty strong car here. Or anywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. But more than that, I'm seeing Ambra carried out just to make a statement as well. Like they really want to just set a lap time and get it done. That's the impression I'm getting. Which is probably a good choice in qualifying around here.
Yeah, you do not want to get behind a slower car here, especially on some of these corners like the mountain. As you see, I believe that was not Lucas Lichten, sorry. That was Moritz Sickup getting stuck behind Amethysta, and looks like Moritz Sickup's going to leave a little bit of space between them and Amethysta.
Absolutely. But this is a long track. It's a 2-minute lap time with 12 cars. There should be space for everyone to get a good lap in. As long as, you plan ahead a little bit and just leave the gap you need.
We'll see today if Lucas Lichten can go back to his winning form. Last round, he finished 5th and 2nd. Icer Ambra took both races last round. Icer Ambra being one of the fastest drivers on the grid at the moment. Probably one of the fastest drivers we've seen in the V-Tracc challenge so far.
Absolutely. And although Icer right now is leading the fight for second in pro, I'm looking at those results and wondering what the potential is to carry on climbing and turn that into a fight for first with Lucas.
Down to the chase. Looks like Ice Amber is going to get started on their first lap here. Very hard braking zone. And then to the final corner here, just about. And then they will start their first lap. Won't be a flyer. It will be sort of just a banker before try and get those tires up the pressures, get those brakes up their operating temperatures. We'll see what it signifies for their pace and qualifying, though, as Ryoma Tateyama makes a late entrance into the race. Thankfully, they will be able to fight for their position in AM. So here we go. That is Kagoda Mashiro and I believe Ryoma Kirihara behind them. Ryoma Kirihara flashing a light, wanting Kagoda Mashiro out of the way. But here we go. Icer Amber going back up the mountain for their first qualifying lap.
Absolutely, and already we're seeing people thinking a little bit anxiously about where they want to be on track and not getting caught up in people who are on out laps as well.
You know, how frustrating is it as a driver to get stuck behind a slower car potentially in qualifying? I mean, like sometimes you can't avoid it, but it's just a lot. It's just a lot of planning when you get out of pits. But sometimes you don't have any space.
Absolutely, and there's always the possibility that you'll go out with lots of space, lots of clear air, and someone exiting pits will throw a spanner in that, especially if they're far enough ahead they don't realize you're there, that you're coming. So they kind of just crack on doing their thing, and blue flags don't show until you're halfway around anyway, at which point you're trying to overtake in a difficult position. It's also one of the places where these qualifying sessions feel really short as well, because every time you get caught up behind someone, that's 2 minutes lost. In a 20-minute session, that matters.
There you go, Icer Amber going down the mountain, up to the chase. We'll see what lap time this is. This already seems like a pretty fast lap here. So now going to this really hard break is going to have to stomp on the brakes. Looking between the 150, there we go. Trying not to hit that inside curve, but you can definitely ride that outside curve right there under this little, I don't know what bridge, this is like a little bridge or a walkway. Either way, up to the final corner now. Exiting, we'll see what Icer Amber posts here. That is going to be a 2:01.625, already an insanely fast lap there.
Absolutely, but I'm sure they know where there's more time to be gained already as well. So let's see what else Ice has got in the bag.
I'm sorry, Amethysta VTube with a 2:05.937. Eddie Greg is the next car. Actually, no, more ticket was the next car, 2:04.427. Particularly at Gregus, though. Coming around the final corner now. I believe Eric actually got done with the Bathurst 12-hour on iRacing, so definitely has some experience now driving on this track. That's a 2:05.050.
I just hope it's transferable experience. Jumping from one game to another can be very difficult.
Haru Okami and Zen Q together here. Hopefully that is not slowing down Faru Okami. We'll see Zen has a 2:05 and Okami has a 2:11, so it might not be too much of an issue for Okami. I believe Icer Amber is now in the pits. I believe the Icer Amber was just going for a 1-lap flyer, which is very interesting. Usually I see drivers going for like 2 or 3 or even 4, but Icer Amber definitely has another strategy in mind.
Absolutely. I think a lot of us do find it easier to just go and do 2 or 3 laps in a row and just get the flow going, whereas it's always going to be theoretically quicker to just do the out lap and the flyer on minimum fuel. If you really can get it done in one shot, you absolutely want to, and it looks like Isa can.
Meanwhile, another driver to keep an eye on, Ryoma Kirihara, coming down the mountain, going down that big stretch into the chase. We'll see what they post, usually punching above their weight in the silver class. We'll see if it is the same case today. Going maybe a little too deep in that corner, but not too much of a hindrance for lap time, I believe. We'll see what it is coming around the final corner.
Either way, going deep in a braking zone like that looks like commitment, looks like wanting that good lap time to the net.
It's going to be 3rd place, so 2:04.442, so a great lap from Ryoma Kirihara.
Very nice.
Edgargus is about to set an improvement on their lap time. That's going to be 8/10 up. I don't know if it's going to be enough to jump anybody. Maybe be able to jump Ryoma Kirihara. We'll see. Ooh, gained a lot of time, about a second, so that's definitely going to be improvement. Yep, second overall for Eric Grigas, so a great result.
Very nice.
Yeah, Mikitihara fighting to get that back.
And half the grid not set a lap time yet either. Wonder what
Yeah.
they're hiding, what they've got waiting for us.
Meanwhile, we're waiting for Lucas Lichten to show his his speed. Lucas Lichten has been struggling really lately in these few races, so we'll see if he's well. Not I shouldn't say few races, only Nürburgring and I believe now today. And Psycho Kaiser has now made an appearance, so we have both Technoburst racing cars on the grid today now. So Psycho Kaiser definitely making it interesting. One of the more explosive drivers out there. Always a fun driver to watch.
Well, it's all good for the show, isn't it? And that's what I'm looking forward to today.
Kirihara around for Selva. Oh, hits the outside wall.
Oh, that's not going to help.
Yeah, not fair. Not a lot of margin for error in this track, especially around the mountain section.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Although I guess at this point we're hoping that the Delta holds on, despite whatever damage they might have picked up from that little wall bang.
It's
So
a
far this all looks pretty confident,
yeah.
but I
Ooh,
guess we'll see in 2 corners time.
yeah. That corner was a lot better than the last time around. Gained about a second from it, so that's a huge improvement. So now going around final corner once again, a second and 1/10. That's going to be enough for a second, I believe it is. So 2:03.410, a great lap from Kirihara. However, it is nowhere near Icer Amber's insane pace, and Icer Amber's already going a lot faster, 4/10 up from their best.
That's impressive, considering ISO was already going quick enough to be on the top half of Pro in the GT3 Cup here a couple weeks ago. That is fantastic pace.
And this is on, and the track is not even on optimal conditions yet. It's fast, so I wonder if they could get under 2 minutes with the optimal track conditions.
Oh, absolutely. Fingers crossed we get to see it towards the end of the session.
I'm also noticing that the ride height on that car, there's a lot of the rear is really low on acceleration. I don't know if you've seen that.
Yeah, I see that too. A lot of negative rake on that car. I guess that's something to do with trying to keep the car stable whilst running a low wing angle. Very aggressive strategy for the setup, but if ever there's a track where it's going to pay off, it's here with these 2 long straights, first up the mountain and then again back down.
And definitely is paying off. That's an improvement, 2:01.272, and Lucas Lichten posted his best lap time of the session, but it's only 2 seconds off of the leader. So that setup definitely working wonders for Icer Ambra.
Absolutely.
So,
In fact, just for context, I looked up the qualifying results from the GT3 Cup. That is enough for second in that race.
yeah, it's faster.
Beating Robin Katzelberger, 2-minute 1.41.
You think Honor should become a VTuber so that she can show up here?
Absolutely, I would love to see that.
Either way, Icer Ambra watching them to make another round around the mountain just gets into the grass there. That might be it. Yeah, they're going to abort that qualifying lap. They saw that they probably were down a lot of time getting to the grass on the exit of that corner there, so they're just going to try it again. Might be on really low fuel load as well, so that might be why they're not doing so many laps in a row. Meanwhile, take a look at Moritz-Ickup, who is 6th overall, definitely wanting to improve. 3 seconds down from the lead pole time.
Absolutely, especially looking at the gaps up in front. Hiccup only needs to find, what, half a second to move up 2 places. That's got to be tempting, that'll get you salivating.
Luckily for them, they are up 1.5 seconds on this lap. We'll see if
that will do it.
Yeah, we'll see if it holds up, though, for the rest of the lap. One of the hardest parts of the circuit coming up here.
Absolutely, this part just takes so much commitment, but if you get it wrong by just a hair's width, you're in trouble, because that's where the walls are.
Pickup getting very close to the wall, but definitely showing commitment there. Now traveling down the mountain, losing a little bit of time, but still up by 1 second and 2/10. We'll see how committed they are going down into the chase.
This is where the pressure's on. We're looking at that delta, knowing that 4th is possible here, and it's just about getting in the bank.
So gain about 2/10 there. And now coming up to the final corner. Will it be enough? I think this will be enough for quite a few positions. Quite a handful, actually. That's going to be, yep, up to 3rd. A great job there by Morisiga, posting a 2:03.205.
That's an absolutely fantastic lap time, well done.
And Kagura Mashiro jumped a few spots with 5th overall, and I believe 4th in class, yep, with the 2:03.867. Lucas Lichten is also improving. Lucas Lichten definitely want to make a dent in that gap that he's got. Psycho Kaiza, meanwhile, jumps to 3rd in a class of a 2:03.180. We'll take a look back at Lucas Lichten, however.
Fully committed through here, through Skyline.
Gotta love seeing the NSX back in action.
Absolutely, it's a classic. I'm so happy to see it.
It looks like a pretty fast exit out of the Forest Elbow.
Not just fast, it's very precise as well. There's so many of those walls that he just got within a few centimeters of, and then carried on just one after another after another. Seriously impressive.
There we go. About half a second up from his best, so that will make a pretty good dent on the lead pole time. Now into the chase, we'll see how clean this is, how precise this is. Looks pretty good. Losing a bit of time, but, you know, it's just such, you know, it's a corner like we've been saying, having to commit to it so much. Now around the final corner and across the start-finish line, that's going to be...
overcommitted.
It's going to be a 2:02.450. So, an improvement thus far, but not enough to get Icer Amber off of the top step.
The other way to look at it is it's dealing with one problem at a time. If Lucas can just stay in 2nd, then Lucas is in a good position to challenge Icer at the start of each race.
And who knows how Icer Amber will handle race pace. I mean, Lucas Lichten, we've seen how experienced he is in these cars, in these machines, in an ACC. We've seen his racecraft and how skillful he is. Wonder if he can sort of take it around the outside under the first corner and into Hell's Corner and just run away with it.
That would be really exciting to see. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Stay tuned. I'm also seeing negative rake on Lucas's car as well, as we see him pulling off aborting this lap. I'm curious as well, actually, if Hiccup's doing the same thing. It seems like the negative rake is a slightly more common trick than Ford here.
That's strange because I've always used a lot of rake here, negative rake. Like, I've always been using a lot of rear wing here, just making sure that I have enough grip up and down the mountain. So, I don't know, maybe the McLaren has enough grip overall, mechanical grip overall, to make it happen, as Shensoi gets to 7th overall, and I believe that's going to be 2nd in class. Ooh!
Yeah.
Just kind of...
And just parking at that start for another lap, yep.
Yeah, I thought he made a huge mistake there, just sort of like... just sort of darting outside the track.
Oh yeah, you see someone dart across the camera view like that, you always catches your eye. It's just like, huh, what's going on? What's that? But no, looks according to plan for this one.
Zen Q, meanwhile, might be able to make a jump into the silver class drivers. Oh, jumps that curve. That's going to lose them a lot of time potentially. No, it's going to enough to be able to jump Amethysta in the standings. So a great lap, 2:04.847. So they are on pole for AM class, and as a bonus, 9th overall ahead of a silver class driver. So great job for them.
Absolutely, yeah. It's always satisfying to just jump the class a little bit and start meddling with silver class.
So far, though, they are the only driver to be in the middle of another class. Usually we see maybe a few drivers, like, being intermixed, like, sort of mingling with other class drivers. But it's all pretty much orderly now. You see the 5 pro drivers in a row, then you see just one AM driver in between the silver class and the rest of the AM drivers in between one another. Meanwhile, we'll take a look at DJ Overdrive, who has been pretty dominant in the AM class so far this season, but just struggling to get up to speed here. 209.8080, so not the fastest even in the AM class. So hopefully we'll see. Oh, I believe that was Imetric Zane's in the grass there, exiting the chase.
Vtracc seems to be having a rough day. Still hasn't put in a bank lap at all, and that clock is ticking. The pressure's going to be on in that car.
Because DJ Overdrive was able to jump a position ahead, so that's going to be second. Oh, actually second in AM, so not too bad. It's just that Zen is on another level today.
Absolutely.
We will keep an eye on DJ Overdrive. Looks like DJ Overdrive is the only driver at the moment. Well, I wouldn't say only driver, but probably the most interesting driver at the moment to take a look at on the grid. Maybe has the potential to jump MSS the VTuber in his standings as well. We'll see though. And maybe if he can find just a little more speed up the mountain, can maybe get closer to Zen.
Remind me, do we have an overall standings for this series? Because if not, I'm imagining having Zen VT modelled in with the silvers might cause some frustrations there as people are battling for no points difference.
I believe there is actually no overall point standing, so Zen Q is basically just fighting for their own position in the standings in the AM class.
Okay, cool. Hopefully that doesn't cause any issues.
Yeah, we'll see. Usually it's completely fine, but yeah, I mean that's just the thing with some of these classes. Sometimes they will mix in between each other at certain tracks. You know, certain drivers. Ooh, DJ Overdrive makes a big mistake in coming into Forrest's elbow. Really easy mistake to make there, but it's just costly, as that's gonna probably cost him the whole qualifying session. Might not have another.
Absolutely.
Yeah, will not have another chance to set another lap. So let's take a look at the rest of the grid. Actually, let's take a look at MSS the VTuber, who is about to cross the line here. We'll see if they are able to jump Zen here on the starting grid. No, not quite. 2:05.005, so gonna start behind Zen for the start. Well, maybe he has another lap to do it. Take a look at Lucas Lichten. Looks like Lucas Lichten is not gonna be improving, but he still has another lap. Meanwhile, we have Psycho Kaiser coming down the mountain into the chase. He is on an improvement. It's about up 7/10. Actually, no. Going down back to 5/10 exiting that corner, even down to 4/10. So a lot of time lost into the chase. Really hard corner for a lot of these drivers.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's gotta be one of the hardest corners in this track. I don't know about you, but I always struggle with that one.
Oh, definitely. And Psycho Kaiser, meanwhile, is able to jump to third position despite that mistake. Let's take a look at the rest of the grid. Ryoma Kirihara on a flyer as well, up 6/10. Might be enough to jump Moritz Hiccup in the standings. Actually, no, Moritz Hiccup. Actually, no, yes. Sorry, I am right. Looks like Kirihara, if he keeps up at this pace, will be able to jump Moritz Hiccup on the standings for 5th overall. So, Ryoma Kirihara making his gap in silver a bit more cushier.
Absolutely, and as we can see, the clocks hit 0 as well. Track is still fast, but that is not stopping some of these drivers from putting in absolutely ridiculous times. But this is it, last chance for everyone, as we see Kirihara crossing the line for their last lap. What's this one going to be? Our current silver pole sitter.
Up almost a second here. Final corner, yep, over a second now. That's going to be a 2:02. That's going to be second overall. Oh my goodness, what a lap from Kirihara. Jumps Lucas Lichten.
That absolutely puts pressure on Lucas as well, who really wants to be starting second for this race.
Moritz Hiccup will start 5th overall and I believe 4th in the pro class as he dives off the circuit. And Zen, I believe, actually no, Zane is going to be the, no, excuse me, Kirihara, sorry, I'm looking through the timings and scoring right now. It looks like Zen will be the final driver that crossed the line here. Nobody else is improving, so we'll take a look back at Zen here, who is on pole for the AM class at the moment. No improvement so far, but they will still hold that pole position in AM no matter what. Unless Imetric Zanes makes a miraculous improvement. No such thing, though. Will stay in 3rd in the AM class of a 2:08.087. Zen just matching their best lap time here makes maybe a slight improvement here. It's not going to be enough, so they will be on pole for the AM class. So already a very surprising qualifying session, but so far the story of the day is Ice Rambit with another dominant pole position. Will they be able to keep it for the race?
That's a big question, especially with Kirihara there, who doesn't really have much to fight for in this crowd as well. Kirihara's priority is going to be getting through these first few laps safely and staying clear of the rest of the silver field, keep that gap as big as it is right now. Whereas Lucas, on the other hand, has the exact opposite goal, who is now on the inside line into turn 1 as well. I'm anticipating an attack from there.
Yeah, not a great situation for Lucas to be in.
No, definitely not.
So we see a lot of drivers just getting up on the jacks just to try and keep the tires as warm as possible. However, a pretty long pacing lap, so I don't think anybody's gonna have very warm, very good tires for the start here.
And whoever does manage to warm them is probably in for a big advantage as well going into turn 1, because just getting the car stopped again for that very slow corner is going to be key, not just to getting around quickly, but making moves on somebody else as well. There's a lot of opportunities in turn 1.
So to recap the qualifying session, Icer Amba is on pole overall. Then it is Kitty Hada in first in the silver class and second overall. Lucas Lichten third overall. Then it's Psycho Kaiser, Moritz Hiccup, Kagura Mashiro, the last of the pro drivers. Then we have Ivano Chensoy, the second of the silver class drivers. Edgar Gregus, then Zen Q, who is first in AM. Then it's Amethysta in the rounding out the silver class. There's DJ Overdrive, iMagic Zanes, Maya Neko, and Faro Okami, rounding out the 14 car grid for this 2 race format, 25 minutes each. Remember that there is no reverse grid, no changes in the qualifying order. So what you see here is the starting order for the second race as well. So if you mess up this race, you still have another chance to redeem yourself here, as Kirihara maybe gets a little bit of sleep on the start here, but thankfully it wasn't the actual race start.
Absolutely. Well, I suppose everyone's got a bit of time to relax right now as well. There's no real difficulty getting around on a formation lap, we hope.
So 25 minutes around the mountain, I believe there is not let me have to check. I don't think there should be a mandatory stop in this race. I will correct myself if I am wrong, though.
No, you're correct. There's no mandatory pit stop in this race, so these drivers are aiming to just do the whole thing in one sprint.
Yeah, because I'm just so used to the Track GT Cup format, and also the races in VTuber the Vtracc Challenge have just always been changing conditions. So it's always been really hectic, and drivers would have to dive into the pit lane to change tires. But so far, it looks like it's going to be dry for the rest of the day. Well, fingers crossed.
Absolutely. We're up to Ultra Grip as well, so the track will be faster than in qualifying. But with fuel weight on, I imagine we're going to see similar lap times.
So final moments for us to catch our breath. Final moments for the audience to catch their breath here. Final moments for the racers to catch their breaths here.
And one last chance as well to just admire the scenery, because some of the views from up on top of this mountain are absolutely amazing. But starting in about a minute, we will not have time to appreciate those anymore.
Dude, there we go. The view up at the top of Skyline. Can't be looking to your left though in the real race car, or else you will end up in the wall, kind of like me.
I'm impressed you're bringing that up here.
Yeah, it's very easy to sort of lose it here, and it's probably, I say that this part of the track after is the hardest part of the track, but I feel like overall the hardest single corner, I think in all of racing, is Brock Skyline, because you just have to slow down. You have to slow down in one of the most trickiest, most unsettling corners a car can ever go through at race speed, and it's just such a delicate balance. of grip and just speed and everything, and I don't even know how to explain it because it's just, you really have to try it for yourself in order to understand it, and hopefully these VTubers can go through it without much drama.
You're absolutely right, it is such a high momentum chicane, and going into it, you can't see it either. It's got to be one of the most difficult commitments in all of racing. But today we'll be putting our drivers to the test on that corner, and a whole bunch of others as well, as they get ready to start this race. They'll be forming up soon, I imagine. Not quite yet. Oh no, yep, there they go.
So hopefully
driving too wide already.
So hopefully we won't see no track blockers here, because it is kind of narrow, kind of sometimes one lane at the top of the mountain. Fingers crossed that all of our VTubers will have a safe race. So yes, going too wide now, 2x2x2. So we'll see if Ryoma Kirihara will have anything to show for, will have anything to have against Icer Amber. We'll see if Lucas Lichten will be ambitious here. See if he can find any space to squeeze into the inside. Now slowly just coming to a crawl here in the final corner. Icer Amber has control of the field, but has to stay under 70 kilometers an hour, and you do not want to lose that first starting spot. You don't want to lose that advantage you have by just messing up the starting position. Very easy to do here. So coming around the final corner, about to get this race started. Here we go. 25 minutes around Australia's most famous circuit. Probably one of the most famous circuits in the world. Here we go. Waiting for the green flag here. And here we go. The fourth round of the Vtracc challenge is underway. Icer Amber dives to the outside to protect it, but then just goes to that and then takes, oh my gosh, looks like Psycho Kaiza is in the sand. We're going 3 wide already in the background, but Icer Amber is already making a charge away from the pack. Lucas Lichten in second. Moritz Hiccup goes up to third. Ryoma Kirihara was the biggest loser in all of that, dropping down to fourth. Meanwhile, we are nearly 4 wide there. Psycho Kaiza slowing down from the, oh my goodness, got bumped from behind. I believe that was Amethysta, and nearly collects DJ Overdrive there. That was sketchy.
Absolutely, it's hard to tell like whether contact happened or not from the camera angle that we got, but it's such an easy place for it to happen and so tempting. Big gaggle of cars all braking within close proximity, each one thinking, I can brake a little bit later, maybe I'll get through here.
So Psycho Kaiza will have to make his way all the way from the back end. And 14th, meanwhile, Moritz Hiccup is leading this train with Lucas Lichten pulling way ahead, and Icer Amber further pulling way ahead into first position. But Moritz Hiccup has to hold off a hungry Ryoma Kirihara from behind, coming down into the dipper. I believe it's called a dipper, and then going down to the run into Forest Elbow. This is going to be the circuit. This is going to be the part of the track that determines your momentum, coming down to this big straight.
So if you're in Kirihara's position here, what are you thinking? Are you thinking about what kind of progress you can make, or are you just looking to not lose out any more than you already have?
I think if I was in Kirihara's position, especially with my incident in Breath of Bathurst, where I was trying to pass a car slower than me, where I could have just held my position, I feel like Kirihara could just sort of take it easy and just sort of get home safe in the first position in silver, as we have a yellow flag. Oh my goodness, it's a huge mess here at the, oh my goodness, that is a massive accident. What's happened here? Oh my goodness, Amethysta just got, oh wow, that is a massive accident. DJ Overdrive tried to avoid a crashing Amethysta, and then just carnage. The Psycho Kaiza nearly flips over. It's just a car park here.
What a horrible place for it to happen as well. Everyone going so fast. There are no small accidents in that section there.
And DJ Overdrive day is potentially done. His car is insanely damaged. Psycho Kaiza's day goes from bad to worse. His car is insanely damaged as well. We were looking at DJ Overdrive. I mentioned Zane's headed to the pits, as well as Faru Okami. Maya Neko somehow got away with all that, so Maya Neko is now second in the AM class.
This is it. This is how you succeed at buffer sometimes. When trouble happens, not getting caught up in it. Maya Neko showing us exactly why that is.
Meanwhile, Eric Gerges battling for one of the podium spots in the silver class, up against Chensoi. Chensoi always improving with every round, but Gerges also getting further and further on that progress. Already chasing down the Wild Things driver. So now we see them going into the mountain. Just, oh my goodness, I did not expect a crash there, as actually you have a crash. Lucas Lichten's around!
No! Oh, Lucas.
He has to try and find a way to get turned around here. People are just gonna have to avoid it. We'll see what happened here. We'll go on board, actually. Oh, just understeers. Actually gets to the curb and just understeers into the outside wall. And just nowhere to get turned around. So narrow, and you see so many cars just going through. You know, what can you do?
Unfortunately, in this situation, he's just got to wait. There's no two ways about that. That's such a shame as well. He was only slightly overcommitted for that corner. He very nearly didn't have that accident, but he needed to keep the pressure on Isa Amber as well. That's exactly what he needed to do, exactly what he was going for. And unfortunately, it's just not worked out.
So the mountain's already claiming a ton of victims already.
A lot of drivers were probably grateful that we've got a second race after this, a second chance to try this all again.
Indeed, I definitely wish I had a second chance, as Kagura Mashiro chases down Ryoma Kirihara. Kagura Mashiro on the podium in the Pro Class for the first time this season. Mashiro has been struggling to get the speed for so far, but this might be the race if they can keep it together and survive up and down the mountain.
Oh, absolutely. I'm impressed as well seeing Zen as well, already clear of most of the silver field.
Just staying out of trouble, especially after that huge incident down the straight. I really did not expect a crash there, but with this, I don't know whether it was a hardware failure or maybe just something went really wrong, but that was a huge accident there. That took out a lot of cars.
Absolutely. There's a lot of accidents that are quite tempting to happen there, and I'm sure we could speculate all day about what happened. I'd love to see a replay at some point, but for the time being, this chase is already heating up as well, because now all the survivors are just trying to hunt each other down as well.
It's like, I believe Kirihara is managing to keep the gap stable between them and Mashiro. Mashiro doing their best to hang on as the both of them get out of the forest elbow and make sure to try to get as much momentum as possible down the straight. And it looks like maybe Mashiro maybe is a bit too far to get the toe off of Kirihara. Kirihara driving a little bit comfortably here in the lead of Silver and quite a ways ahead of Chensoi, so they could probably just cruise all the way from here. They could even probably let Mashiro by if Mashiro is what's the word? Itching to get past.
And I'm sure Mashiro is as well, trying to just make the most of this, trying to potentially catch Hiccup, possibly. I don't know. But either way, if I'm Kirihara, I don't want to get caught up in that, whatever happens.
Meanwhile, it looks like Gregus got around Chensoi, so Gregus is now in the second position in Silver. So Gregus just staying out of trouble as well, having a great day. And look at Zen VTuber, Zen Q, what a great result for them.
Absolutely. I'm sure we could have told them that this was going to happen before the race and they wouldn't have believed us, but here we are.
It looks like Kagura Mashiro still doing their best to chase down Ryoma Kirihara. Says that there are a second and a half behind, but it really doesn't look like that. So my timing and scoring sheet is really... my timing and score is sort of lying to me. So this battle is still sort of on. It's just a little bit of a train led by Moritz Hiccup, which Moritz Hiccup is second overall. A great result, just staying out of trouble. Lucas Lichten making a mistake onto Brock Skyline is in 8th, getting past Maya Neko already and chasing down Ivano Chensoi. Take a look at Chensoi once again, because there's a battle heating up here. The lapped car of, I believe, yes that is, iMetric Zanes, will have to take damage, quite a lengthy damage repair, getting out the way, letting these drivers have at it. Looks like they already caught up to Zen, but Zen probably can't afford to just let them by without much issue here. I think the next AM driver is really far behind them.
Absolutely. The next AM driver is Maya Neko, who I'm not quite sure where they are right now.
They're about, I want to say 35, no, actually 40 seconds away from Zen. So Zen could definitely afford to just let them pass with no harm, no pressure. Zen just has this in the bag, depending on if they can keep it clean as well, which, easier said than done, especially around this track.
Absolutely. You don't need help having an accident around here, that's for sure.
So meanwhile, Chensoi with that right-hand side indicator flashing on. Not sure if that is a damage thing or just he forgot, but that's on. Meanwhile, Gregus looking to make a way past Zen. Yeah, Zen will just
Then
let
just
yeah.
yeah, just moving over, letting it happen, not fighting it. Even
Smart
giving Gregus the optimal line as well. Very generous.
smart move there from Zen. Zen has a lot of time to spare, so Gregus will make the charge. Well, I don't know, as much of the charge as they can to the front of the silver class because Hirihara is just making a break for it. Might be able to challenge more at up here, but a great result for Gregus. I believe Gregus, this is I don't really I can't really recall if this is for Gregus's first race in the Vtracc challenge. I believe I've seen them before, but yeah, well, a great result nonetheless. I believe I'll be have to be corrected on that one.
No, you are correct. This is Eric Gregus's debut race in this series. However, he is going to have to keep an eye on the mirrors as well, because as soon as Senshoi is past Zen, then that chases on, and this becomes a battle for second all over again.
So I do wonder if Chensoi is struggling with the damage on the front that Porsche, because look at the back and front of that Porsche, just all dinged up. Might have been gotten involved in that on that crash on lap 1. I
Oh my
believe.
goodness, yeah, I think you're right, yeah.
I'm not sure where he got it, but regardless, that's probably gonna not help his chances here of catching Gregus. Meanwhile, further behind, we have Lucas Lichten already trying to do his best to recover. Already in the back of, I believe that is, let's see who that is back there. That is, Imagic Zanes. So, not too far ahead is Chensoi, Zen, and Gregus.
And Lucas hungry for a good recovery drive as well, pulling this race back together. I'm trying to get a look at that car as well. I can see some damage on the front splitter, but it looks like that's the worst of it. It was not a hard impact that took Lucas out of this. As we see Senshoi spinning around.
Yeah, Chensoi went around at the chase. We'll see what happened here. Might have hit this curb. Yeah, easy mistake to make.
You just see how it unsettles the car as well. Just the suspension bouncing as it can't figure out what to do with it. The car just carry on spinning. That is so frustrating.
So that will let Lucas Lichten around. So he will make a further recovery drive as I mentioned Zane's really overshoots that Hell's corner. We'll just let both drivers pass. He is a few laps down. Kirihara now on the back of Moritz Hiccup. So this is another battle that's brewing.
That didn't go the way I thought it would go. I thought Kirihara would just be relaxing, but no. They're clearly hungry for second overall.
So it looks like both Technoburst drivers... Oh, I mean, one half of Technoburst is having a day, at least here. Kirihara trying to recover that second position that they lost at the start here. So you don't really have much to fight for here in Silver. You have a pretty big gap to Gregus in second. A lot of it maybe just be pride, but it doesn't really count for points, and it might become a bit of a headache if you hit cause problems between yourself and a pro class driver.
Oh, absolutely. I imagine it's not a great way to make friends, is to get caught up in battles with people in other classes that ends up costing you tenths of seconds throughout a race. Can't make you popular, right? But at the same time, I can see the temptation of just wanting that step on the podium regardless. Just having something to brag about, right?
Yeah, and I can't blame Kirihara because that's because I actually made that mistake here. I'm gonna bring that up again, trying to battle a superclass driver to get ahead for an overall position gain. But either way, Kirihara is going for it as looks like Icer Araba is having trouble making a gap. Looks like they've been the gap's been steady at about 6 seconds, I believe. So Icer Ambra may be getting around lap traffic. I believe that is the lap car of Baro Okami there, but looks like Icer Ambra is struggling a bit with pace at this stage.
It could also be that Icer Amber is also taking it a little bit easy here as well, just easing back on the risks against the walls around the track as well, just keeping what's already a healthy gap, because we're already at the stage now where Icer Amber can drive a second a lap slower and still hold first. We're now past the halfway point of the race.
That is true, actually. So We'll keep an eye on Kirihara here, who made a bit of a mistake there, actually, exiting that corner. I'm not sure what that corner is called, but was darting a bit left and right, so lost a lot of time to Vtracc, actually. So Vtracc will be able to sort of breathe easy and just collect themselves once more as, actually, oh my goodness, nearly gets into the back of, I believe that was Faro Okami, and blows the chicane. So, yeah, scratch that. Not easy breathing moment there. Faro Okami is stopped on the track. Got going again, however.
Absolutely a danger for everyone else as well. And this could well be one of the risks that Isa Amber is trying to manage right now as well. Hence that gap not growing much more right now.
So Zen still doing great here, actually hanging on to Eric Gregus.
Absolutely. Lucas Lichten not far off catching them as well. You can see him there in the background.
Oh, what's going on there?
I can't see who that is. Is that Ukami again? No.
That's Gregus.
Gregus off?
Gregus is in the pits.
Oh my goodness, what happened there? Was that some kind of technical issue?
I'm not sure. Yeah, Gregus is nowhere on track to be found as Zen overshoots the chase, but Gregus, that was really strange from him. Might have been a connection issue or a hardware issue, but unfortunate for Gregus, they will lose that second spot. So now Chensoi will be able to grab it away, and it looks like Lucas Lichten has slotted through for 5th position. Unfortunate for Gregus, oh my goodness.
Absolutely, that is absolutely gutting when that happens. What a horrible feeling, what a horrible way to end a race.
So we will keep on Ryoma Kirihara for the time being. Oh my goodness. So I've been through my own sort of recovery tribes. What will Lucas Lichten have to focus on for the rest of this race?
I think for the rest of this race, just staying out of trouble, minimizing damage, because that's all he can do right now is damage control. He's got race 2 where he gets a second chance at trying to get a race win, but for now, he's just got to not lose more points. For sure he wanted more points out of this race and 4th will give him, but it looks like that's all he's going to get regardless of, you know, how well he keeps on this track. So that's what he's got to focus on, just keeping it, banking it.
Yeah, Lucas Lichten is 22 seconds behind Kagura Mashiro, and that must have been because of how much time he had to wait there at the bottom of the Dipper. Not the bottom of Dipper, I believe bottom, well yeah, at bottom of Brock Skyline after that. Just not really a lot of time, not really a lot of space to get your car turned around, even through like a burnout or anything. So just, oh my goodness. So just a huge I want to say huge disappointment potentially for Lucas Lichten. He'll be kicking himself for that, but like you said, there is another chance for race 2, and hopefully he'll find a way past all that trouble and maybe challenge for the race lead, because you see here, Isa Amber still holding on to that under 6 second gap, so if only Lucas Lichten was here, we might have had a battle here, as there's a yellow flag. I'm not sure what that's for. Maya Neko's around.
That's an odd way to spin that. I wonder what's happened there.
See here?
Okay, so far so good. Nice and quick on the exit.
Might have hit the inside wall here. No, actually.
Oh no, on the marbles, just loses out on the grip.
And DJ Overdrive just had to take extra caution to get around Maya Neko. Good heads-up driving.
That was absolutely, that was a very good reaction. Very well handled.
So it looks like Maya Neko has a bit of damage on that front end, just trying to nurse that car into the pit lane, I believe.
At this point, I imagine they're trying to just carry on the race. There's only 7 minutes left. You'd probably lose more to repairing it than you would just carrying on and dealing with it.
Oh, you're right, actually, because they are a lap ahead of DJ Overdrive and Faro Okami, so they would be fine just taking it easy here. As Kirihara has posted the best lap on track so far, they are setting the pace. Even Isa Amber setting lap time slower. Isa Amber's last lap time was a 2:03 0.730, so if Ryuma Kirihara can get past Moritz up here, we could have at least a little bit of a chase here.
I suspect Hiccup with Kirihara is our chase at the moment. I do get the impression Isa is just managing that gap, but nonetheless, I'd love to see what these two get up to.
So we'll take a look at the lap times here. Icer Amber with a 2:03.470. Kirihara a bit slower that lap, 2:03.065. Moritz with 2:03.337. So Kirihara the fastest out of the top three. We might not see a battle for the lead, but we'll definitely see a battle for second place brewing here.
Absolutely, and if these two drivers trust each other, there's enough space both sides that they're not moving in their classes. They're staying right where they are. So if they do go into a battle here, as long as they don't have an accident, it is nice and consequence-free. Maybe they'll have some fun. I'm gonna cross my fingers, hoping that they have some fun and give us a show.
It's been a pretty chaotic race, and a lot of the battles that could have been have just been taken away by attrition. Hopefully next race we'll see it a bit cleaner. But yeah, just sometimes the mountain can really take a lot of victims like that.
Oh, absolutely. I feel like every time any sim racing league comes here, the track claims its victims. Almost like some kind of occult sacrifice. The track demands tribute.
So Kirihara has closed the gap to Moritz up. So we'll see what these two decide to do here. Will they battle or just keep in line here? I imagine Kirihara, the way that they're pushing, won't want to take this line down.
Absolutely not now.
So Kirihara...
As much as Kirihara wants the bragging rights of getting second overall, Hiccup surely doesn't want to lose the bragging rights of finishing behind a silver as well.
So Kirihara didn't have enough of a toe there, and I believe that is DJ Overdrive being lapped by the leader Icer Ambra. So they will have to come across the lapped car of DJ Overdrive, who was 2 laps down, was involved in that lap 1 accident coming down into the chase, so not really in contention. Still third in class, but really far away from Maya Neko, I believe. So there he is. So these two drivers will have to get around him at some point of the circuit. Most of them might be before they get up into the mountain here.
I'm thinking that's going to be during the mountain, and Kirihara must be thinking there's an opportunity to get through here as well. This lap traffic does make opportunities.
And Kirihara now is in the tow, gaining some time on that 720S up in front. Not the Evo version, surprisingly enough. Moritz-up has been sticking with the old gen 720S as we have a driver around. That's Faro Okami will stay with this battle. Gregus is back on track. So it was a hardware, software, or whatever issue. Unfortunate for them, they will not be in second overall, not second in their class. So they will have to pick up the pieces in race 2. But we will stay on this battle for second overall between Ryoma Kirihara and Moritz Hiccup as they come across the lap car of DJ Overdrive. DJ Overdrive, oh my goodness, what a save from Kirihara.
Absolutely, inch of the way for the wall there, but just saved it, kept it on the track, kept it going. Good catch, well done.
Ooh, looks like Kirihara missed the apex in that corner, and as a result, got right into the back of DJ Overdrive, who was just doing his best to let the leaders by.
It doesn't help, well, DJ Overdrive's going slow through that section. DJ Overdrive missed the apex to give it to Hiccup, and so was just going slow from that point on, and that caught Kirihara out. One of the dangers of traffic.
Yeah, you also need to know what to do when you're being lapped at the top of the mountain, because it could be very risky if you just don't know what to do and just, you know, let them have the inside as usual.
Absolutely, especially in a situation like that where it might work fine for the first car, but there's a second car coming up, and you'll see just how quickly they're closing in when you pull a move like that.
What a save from Kirihara, though. That was absolutely masterclass.
Absolutely.
So, about maybe 2 laps to go from this point onward, Icer Ambra has crossed the line, and due to that little bit of a miscue, Icer Ambra has managed to... Ooh, Maya Neko's around again. But they are in no danger of being passed by any NAM driver. But at the moment, Iser Arba just sitting pretty on top of the standings with a 9 second gap actually coming through the mountain now. Moritz Hiccup just in second, just hanging on to that second place. And oh my goodness, actually Iser Arba posted the best lap of the race that last lap. That was a 2:02.310. So great pace from Iser Arba. And you see Ryoma Kiriara, who had to dodge that slow cart of DJ Overdrive, actually catching right back up to Moritz Hiccup. Then Kagura Mashiro, third place in Pro. Lucas Licton already made his way up to 5th, however, I believe that's going to be the best he's going to get for this first race. This is going to be Ivano Chensoi, second in class. Then Zen leading the way in AM, still on the back of Chensoi. Great job for them today. Then Psycho Kaiza, who is a lap down. Maya Neko, looks like Psycho Kaiza has gotten around Maya Neko due to Maya Neko's spin. DJ Overdrive just lapping right now, trying to pick up the pieces. He is still in 3rd position in AM though. Then it's Faru Okami, Magic Zanes, both of the drivers I believe were involved in the lap 1 accident. Then Gregus in the pits just waiting for race 2 to begin. Unfortunate for the Czech driver.
It is satisfying as well to see how many drivers were caught up in early incidents and are still running as well, just trying to bank what results they can and pick up what pieces they can. That takes dedication. I think we've all been there and it can be kind of a miserable day, but high fives all around for keeping it going.
So this battle is not over yet. It looks like, not DJ Overdrive, sorry. Moritz Hiccup is struggling for pace at the moment because Ryoma Kiriata has caught back up.
That gap is getting small as well. If Kirihara wants it, he's going to have to get on with it. This is the last lap.
We go diving to the right-hand side. Oh, what a move. What a move. A huge speed difference there out of Hell's Corner.
That was incredible. That angle was so deceptive for it too.
So Ryoma Kirihara now in front, 2nd overall. Great result from them. We'll see if they're able to keep it going up and down the mountain here. Looks like Ice Rival will not be challenged. Ooh, Ryoma Kirihara goes a bit wide into that corner. So Moritz might have a chance to gain that position back, but Kirihara looks fast overall, so might not be enough. Already pulling away by a huge margin, actually. Look at that.
Absolutely. You can tell in Kirihara that the pressure's on. This is it. This is do or die driving right now.
We'll see if anything else is going on. Yes, there is. This is Zen up against Chensoi.
Again, it's cross-class, but even so, is Zen going to be looking at this thinking, I can get one more just for the bragging rights.
Zen closing up to the rear of that Porsche, that damaged Porsche, alien Porsche actually, so that might be a factor to Chensoi's pace here.
Absolutely.
As we see Iser Arba come across the final corner, and Iser Arba will take another dominating victory here in the Vtracc Challenge for race 1 of the Australian V-Prix. We'll take a look back at Zen and Ivano Chensoi battle for position. Chensoi goes wide and Zen is able to just squeeze on past. What a move from Zen.
That took full commitment. That's such a risky place to do it, but it worked out great. This is... Oh no, we just hit the wall as well.
Yeah, Zen just hit the inside wall. So Ivano
wants to defend this.
Yeah, Ivano might have a chance to claw this back a bit, maybe. Kirihara finishes 2nd overall, then Moritz Hiccup, then Kagura Mashiro with a podium in Pro Class. But so far, we are keeping an eye on this battle at the moment. Zen, will they be able to keep ahead of Chensoi? Looks like it. Chensoi is too far behind at this moment. All Zen has to do is to make it safely around the final corner. And they've got 6th overall in the back and the AM class win. Safe and sound through the final corner, and Zen will win the AM class. A great result from them.
What a fantastic way to take that win as well with a last lap pass. Amazing show, well done.
And Maya Neko, just through survival, will take 2nd in AM. That's their best result in the season so far.
Absolutely. Really goes to show, just hanging in there really does pay off sometimes.
So Iser Arba, your race 1 winner by a very convincing margin. We'll see if that changes in race 2. Lucas Lichten, unfortunately, with that incident early on, we'll see if he's able to turn it around. Hopefully he will be able to, and we'll see if there is not we'll see. Hopefully next race is a lot cleaner than the last one. Really big issue there in this backstretch.
Absolutely. But hopefully that one happened, and everyone involved is going into race 2 with a little bit more experience, and one more thing they know they need to be careful of.
So, but an update on Gregus. Apparently, Gregus got a blue screen there, so really unfortunate.
Especially running in a good position like that as well. That's got to be heartbreaking.
Oh my goodness, I would throw tables. I would throw my sim rig upside down if I got a blue screen of death in the middle of the race.
Oh, absolutely. Last time I got disconnected from a sim race, I wanted to throw the monitor out the window.
So once again, we are set for race 2, and apparently Gregus is going to start last here. I believe that's because of the blue screen might have reset their starting position here. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, for the starting grid, it's once again taking the results from the qualifying session at the start of the V-Prix. So Iser Amber will start up in front again. We'll see if Iser Amber will be able to continue that great form. Ryoma Kirihara in second. Will Kirihara be able to hold on to second? And will Lucas Lichten be able to recover from that first race and take the lead somehow or challenge Iser Amber? Because it's there. It's possible.
Oh, it's absolutely possible. And we saw from the start of race 1 that Lucas wants it, and he's not afraid to try and take it as well. He passed Kirihara in turn 1 on the last race as well. So there's all these opportunities that the drivers know are there because they've used them once before. Might change what people try and cover, what people try and defend against, what attacks they try and make. I think the one to watch though is going to be Gregus, who is on a hell of a recovery drive and will be probably overtaking people left, right, and center just to try and get back to the kind of position that he wants to be fighting for.
Gregus, just having to start from the back of the grid, unfortunately, but maybe it'll make it interesting for him. Maybe it'll make it interesting for us. We'll see. So only a little bit until we get the cars rolling here. Iser Ampa electing to not stay on the tracks for too long. Maybe finds it a bit futile since it's already a long pace lap around here. Kirihara and another driver who's looking to recover from that last race, Psycho Kaiza, got involved in that. Well, actually, got involved was actually struggling at the start of the first race, and being so far back, he got himself involved into that big crash of the backstretch. We'll see if he's able to have a better race this time around.
Absolutely. And on the back of that, you've also got Hiccup, who we know was very quick in race 1, and despite that, being quite far back in pro for the start of the race. So I'm expecting to see a bit of a fight out of Morris as well.
So here we go, getting single file around and for another pace lap around the mountain for another 25-minute race. Track is perfect as it can be, or at least perfect as an Australian summer could be. 26 degrees Celsius, 33 degrees Celsius track. So a bit hot for the tires. That might come into play for some of these drivers.
Absolutely. Hopefully they've still got the pressure set right. Interestingly as well, with Gregus dropping back, most of the Anfield is now starting on the opposite side to where they were. But with Amethysta not taking this race start, they swap back again. So I think for the most part, those drivers have moved forwards one row. We're not seeing a big shake-up there for the race start. It will be like they practiced in race 1.
They'll go through the grid. Lucas Lichten and the Doki Bird delivery ever since round, I believe, 2 of the series.
Let me look that up.
Doki Bird obviously had a big there's a bit of not drama but a bit of news with Niji Sanji, so always nice to have support for Doki Bird. They have Seko Kaiza in 4th, Mord Sekup in 5th, Pagoda Mashiro in 6th, Then Chensoy in the Wild Things 992 in 7th. Zen in the lead of the AM class in 8th. DJ Overdrive in 9th, right behind. Then it's Mayaneko, who did a great job just surviving there at first race. We'll see if they'll be able to keep it up this race. Farah Okami. Then it's Gregus, and Zanes is in the pits for some reason. I'm not sure what's going on there, but hopefully Zanes will have that problem solved.
Could that be Zanes opting to start for the pit lane instead of on the grid?
Perhaps probably really scared of that first lap incident and just, maybe it's better off if I just survive here. Probably.
Well, hopefully it pays off and works out.
So now coming down that, we'll go double file soon here. I don't know why I was thinking this, but I was thinking they should go like five wide like a World of Outlaws start here.
That would be an amazing sight. I would love to see that.
Anyway, here we go. Icer Ambra leading the pack, as I've said before. Kirihara right alongside on the outside. Right behind Icer Ambra will be Lucas Lichten. And then behind Kirihara, his teammate Psycho Kaiza in the Technoburst Racing Aston Martin. 2 of 3 Aston Martins. Actually, 4 Aston Martins. Excuse me. I forgot that Zen was here and Kagura Mashiro was here. Unfortunately, no BMWs for the BMW driver here.
No, but I'm excited to see 3 Ferraris running as well.
One of them, the 488 as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mayaneko.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Classic, I love it.
So here we go. About to get this show started here. Show underway. Gonna get ordered for the grid for the start here. So let's do it all over again. We'll see if things are different this time. We'll see if Lucas Lichten's able to challenge Icer Ambra, or if Kirihara might surprise us with a lead battle here, as Icer Ambra is a little bit behind, but might get that fixed on the start-finish stretch here. Here we go.
You can already see Kirihara's hungry for it.
On your marks, get set. Here we go for race 2 of the round 4 of the Vtracc challenge here. Ooh, Kirihara already dived to the inside, but Icer Ambra will have a great start here as Greg has got a drive-through for possibly this position on his start. So already a bad start for Gregus.
That is unfortunate for what was already looking like a recovery drive as well, as we see Zanes moving on the way to the pit exit, back on track now.
Lucas Lichten already got past Kirihara, and right behind that is Psycho Kaiza getting around. Actually, no, defending Moritz Hiccup for that position there. Take a look down at the rest of. Oh, wait. Before we go down, Moritz Hiccup made a huge dive at the inside. Really great pass here. We'll see who is the bravest here. Looks like Psycho Kaiza will have the better spot. Oh my goodness, that was nearly disastrous, but everybody keeps it clean here. Everybody keeps it straight.
Absolutely full commitment just to try and stay ahead. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do.
So Zen still in the lead of Am, making a big gap away from DJ Overdrive already, and Chensoy got a pretty bad start there, already mired in the back behind 2 Am class drivers, but we'll focus on the front here. Lucas Lichten already with a much better start here. In second position, got around Ryoma Kirihara and might be able to challenge Icer Ambra for the lead here. We'll take a look back at a few battles around the track though. This is a big kerfuffle here, coming out of the mountain down the straight.
Oh, absolutely.
Actually, take a look back at Moritz Hiccup and Psycho Kaiza battling for, I believe this is 4th in Pro. 4th overall, actually, and 3rd in Pro. Oh, Psycho Kaiza making a defensive move, so Moritz Hiccup about to move to the outside. And Moritz...
Big twitch as well, as it happens so late as well.
Yeah, that was quite late, and Moritz Hiccup just had to react just in time to avoid hitting the rear of Psycho Kaiza. Fortunately, no harm, no foul, but Moritz Hiccup might not appreciate that much. As we come around to finish the first lap, thankfully, no huge dramas here. Everybody keeps it clean, and everybody gets through the line unscathed. Unfortunately, Gregus will have to take that drive-through, so already a huge setback for the Yukai Racing driver.
probably good news for Chen Shui on that recovery drive as well. Already back into second in silver, and probably not feeling too under threat for losing it right now. Provided the rest of the race goes to plan anyway.
So here we are, and battling also for second overall. You see behind there at the far side of you pictured as well, that is Psycho Kaiza and Moritz Hiccup. But we're focusing on Kitihara and Lucas Lichten. Lucas Lichten not... Ooh, Kitihara hit the wall there, but doesn't look like it's harming them too much. As Lucas Lichten unable to sort of close any gap to Icer Amber. Icer Amber definitely having a great start to the race here.
Absolutely, and much of Lucas' strategy here has to be try and keep pace up and keep pressure on Icer. Well, he probably hasn't forgotten how that ended last race and is moderating his approach for this race a little bit, even under pressure from Kirihara.
This battle still ongoing for third in the pro class between Moritz Hiccup and Psycho Kaiza. We've seen this happen before, that Moritz Hiccup got the drive off of Forward's elbow and into the chase, though Moritz Hiccup not with enough distance to get the toe off of Psycho Kaiza, so no such dive or no such defensive maneuver going on this time. But Kitihara does have the toe and might make a move on Lucas Lichten. No, too far back.
I imagine Lucas Lichten has gone into this race with a determination that he's not moving backwards this race. He not had enough of that in the first race.
Indeed, and he is holding down that second spot by a thread, but holding it down nonetheless. See Icer Amber there approaching the Hell's Corner and just comfortably in the lead at this moment, holding out nearly 3 seconds already. So meanwhile, these four drivers actually battling it out, and Kagura Mashu is stuck behind Moritz Hiccup. So Kagura Mashu definitely doing great today. Shensoi battling Zen Q. This is not for position in any class, this is just overall, and Shensoi letting Zen know that he wants past.
This is one of the things I always find.
Oh no!
Shensoi off into the wall.
That was Zen into the wall.
Oh, my mistake. Yes, you're right.
Take a look at this.
Was that just late on the brakes?
It looks
committed?
It looks like it. That must be a bit of damage for Zen. Hopefully it's not enough to affect his race, but affect their race, but oh my gosh.
Absolutely. Frustrating as well when it's with a car from another class, as we watch Kirihara still keeping pressure on Lucas Lichten, coming back down the mountain as well. Such a tricky section this, but they're still absolutely fully committed, just trying to hang on to the back of Lucas and potentially see what options open up later.
Lucas Lichten probably hoping that his thigh highs give him enough pace here to pull away from Kitihara, but Kitihara with the power of a dragon being able to just stay in the back of him.
Is this really a battle of dragons and fire highs now? Is that how racing works?
Yes, it is now.
Cool, okay, I'm into it. I like it.
Looks like none of them are letting off here, as Psycho Kaiza is able to, Actually, what happened to, oh my goodness. Did I miss Moritz Hiccup? What's happened to Moritz Hiccup?
Yes, you're right. I missed that too. Damage on that car. Must have found a wall somewhere.
We'll see here.
So here we are on the back of Psycho Kaiza. Going down through this tricky section. I'm already scared watching this.
Oh!
There it is. Caught the apex wall, and then that just sends the car off into the outside wall as well. Just for the 1-2 combo. That is devastating. Look at the damage all the way down the side of that car.
Has to let Shensoi by as well. That is probably a lot of damage already. Probably has suspension damage as well. Unfortunate for Hiccup there. Oh my goodness.
Absolutely. Makes me wish we could see the steering inputs on these cars as well, because we know there's any suspension damage down the straight here.
We'll take a look. Ooh, that is a lot.
A little bit, yeah. It's mostly straight, but you can still see it wanting to meander a little bit.
So unfortunate for Moritz Hiccup. We were wondering why he dropped out of the battle among there, but unfortunately for them, I believe that is their day done. They have retired the car.
Has Lucas Licton lost out to Kirihara. We missed that one happening. And now Psycho Kaiser coming up to have a go as well.
So it's a Team Technoburst sandwich with a Team Iris car as the meat here.
And I guess the temptation as well to play team orders as well. Kirihara maybe slowing down Lucas a little bit just to give Psycho Kaiser some opportunities.
But while they do that, they're losing tons of time to Icer Ambra, and Icer Ambra is just comfortably pulling away.
Absolutely, but I think we're at a point in the race now where Technoburst need to be asking that question. Do we want to try and keep pace up to see if we can catch Icer Ambra, or do we want to fight for this position like this is what we're really fighting for today?
We'll see here as Lucas Licton is still in third overall, second in pro, but Psycho Kaiser will want a chance at second in pro, as looks like he's been able to close that gap just a little bit. As far as Okami, looks like they're in the bits they had to tow, and their day might be done here. So Mountain's claiming victims here still in the second race. Good to see Kagura Maestro on the far side of your picture. Just hasn't been able to keep up the pace with these group of drivers, as Chensoi has caught up to their rear. But meanwhile, it is still a bit of a train here, a bit of a spread out train, but a train nonetheless, between two Technoburst Racing cars and a Team Iris car of Lucas Licton. Ahead of the field still, Icer Ambra, your race leader.
Absolutely. I imagine Chensoi is watching the gaps as well, seeing that first in silver is 12 seconds up the road. It's going to be hard to close that gap on pace alone, but if they keep battling, then for sure Kirihara is going to be under threat from that.
We'll see if Kirihara is able to keep the pressure, keep the pace up, because we know Kirihara is a very fast driver, but might suffer from a bit of inconsistency. Might be why they are in silver, might be why it's very hard to gauge where a driver should be in the class. But sometimes, maybe, like, sometimes, sometimes you get it wrong from track to track, sometimes it's right, sometimes it's overpowered, sometimes you're under pace, like, compared to some of the drivers in your class on some tracks, so it's very hard to gauge.
Absolutely, especially if people have strong tracks and weak tracks. We could sit here and debate who should be in which class all day long if we really wanted to, which I don't think anyone wants to.
Yeah.
From what I've spoken to the series organizers, sounds like they've got enough to worry about.
So, last season's champion, Lucas Licton, struggling to keep up that winning form against a very strong Icer Ambra. Icer Ambra definitely might make a move for that throne if they're able to keep that pace up, as Psycho Kaiser now has him in his clutches. So this might be a battle between a Psycho Kaiser, who is always such an aggressive, such a fantastic driver to watch with his aggressive moves.
Absolutely. Do you remember what position Lucas finished in race 1?
I believe it was 5th overall.
Okay.
So that will be 4th in class, because Ryoma Kirihara finished 2nd overall.
Right, okay, so that's a 12-point deficit already in race 1, and right now we're looking at a 4-point deficit. If they stay right where they are right now, then Icer Ambra will be 2 points behind Lucas Licton in the championship.
And it's definitely getting spicy here, and Lucas Licton will have to defend this position as much as he can against the ever so hungry Psycho Kaiser, who had a disastrous race 1 and is looking to redeem himself in race 2. Thankfully got through the first lap clean, and that's a clean look advantage, and it's ready to do battle here as Maya Neko is in the pits, and fortunate for them, looks like they got into an incident themselves. So not able to keep up their great form from race 1. Looks like they will be mired in the back of the Ampac here, as Zen still leads ahead of DJ Overdrive in that class. As we see here, Ryoma Kirihara in the lead of silver, then it's Chensoi and then Gregis, who had to take a drive-through, but already gaining some positions here, and might be able to catch up to the rear of Chensoi if he's able to keep it up.
Absolutely. I'm also seeing Ukami's back on track as well. The little pit indicator on the timing is gone, so looks like they'll probably be thinking about having an easy opportunity to get past Maya Neko here after whatever it is that happened that we've missed out on, that we didn't see.
Yeah, Maya Neko might have a lot of damage, so they are probably going to gain another spot there. So unfortunate for Maya Neko there. I don't know what incident happened, or maybe they got a lot of damage, but so far we will keep an eye on this battle right now between Lucas Lichten and Psycho Kaiser. Oh, there's a yellow flag on the circuit right now. That is Magic Zanes, who just, oh, that's a very scary part of the track to have an accident there, as we see Faro Okami get into the picture there. Fortunately, looks like Zanes is able to keep going. We'll go back to this battle though.
Absolutely. It's amazing watching Psycho Kaiser as well, going fully committed for all of these corners. Despite consistently being in dirty air, we know how difficult that is in this game, how much that can upset a car's balance. But Psycho Kaiser does not look phased, which is exactly what they need to just keep the pressure on right now.
Oh yeah, and I'm looking at the timing and scoring, and Icer just set the fastest lap of the whole round. That's a 2:01.622 that last lap. That is an insanely fast lap.
That is amazingly fast, yeah.
Ooh, Lucas Lichten hits the wall out of that corner. That might give Psycho Kaiser a chance to get around here.
Lucas Lichten struggling under the pressure, perhaps, or just a little mistake unrelated.
Oh no!
Psycho Kaiser off.
Psycho Kaiser
just out of the wall. Good recovery.
Oh my goodness, that was so close to disaster for Psycho Kaiser, but Psycho Kaiser is able to keep it out off the wall, like you said, and just able to trundle forward, try to get that gap closed up once more, but that could have been disastrous.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
I think I see that temptation to just catch the wall again on Forest Elbow. Probably got away with that one. But I suspect, after seeing Lucas just catch the wall ever so slightly, Psycho Kaiser probably thought this is my opportunity to make a move here, like a shark smelling blood. And I wonder if that temptation was just a little bit too much coming up Skyline.
As the chat says, Code Brown for Psycho Kaiser. Indeed, that was a Code Brown moment indeed.
Oh, big time.
So he's going to have to close that gap up once more. We'll take a look at the rest of the group, see if there's anything going on. We'll take a look back at Zen. Zen, a great job, just all alone by their lonesome, but not too bad when you're in the lead of your class here. Chensoi, second in silver, and then you see Kagura Mashiro there going into Hell's Corner, who is, I believe, fourth in pro class after Mord took a path to retire due to that big incident. Then you see DJ Overdrive second in the AM class. Then Magic Zanes still holding on to the last step on the podium for the AM class. Gregus is already making a charge through the field, already catching up to the AM class driver of DJ Overdrive. Unfortunately, that might be as far as Gregus may go with only 10 minutes left, and they are far ways behind Chensoi after that drive-through because of the position at the start. Such a frustrating penalty to get, but, you know, it is what it is. And Gregus will just have to keep it clean. Still a podium, but you definitely want more than that.
Absolutely, but already being set up for a recovery drive, I can understand the temptation of wanting to be a little bit cheeky on the starting grid, just getting like an extra half meter or so on the cars around you. But it just didn't work out that way.
Meanwhile, we'll take a look back at Psycho Kaiser and Lucas Lichten, because Psycho Kaiser is slowly closing in on the rear of that NSX. Meanwhile, Ryoma Kirihara has put up a little bit of a gap ahead of these two. That is about a 2.5 second gap, so Ryoma Kirihara lapping fast. Has the second fastest lap time of the race. Nowhere near Icer Erba, but so good, so far so good, especially from a silver class driver here. As you see, going down into the chase. Psycho Kaiser gaining just a bit more time, just a little bit, adding just a bit more and more, getting a bit closer to that Doki Bird NSX.
Absolutely. I wonder if this is an opportunity for Lucas to close that gap a little bit as well, as we see Psycho Kaiser just overcommitting a bit at the final corner. He really wants to catch up, but Lucas has a bit of time to relax, time to have a break from defending and just focus on getting pace back and close down that gap to Kirihara. Is it going to work? I guess there's only one way to find out.
Lucas Lichten doesn't have a lot of time. Didn't have a lot of time to relax though, as Psycho Kaiser is back to under a second behind Lucas Lichten. So now going up through the mountain again, Lucas Lichten will have to get back into defensive mode and keep Psycho Kaiser behind him as much as he can. Try not to let the Techno Burst drivers ahead and gain a foothold in the team standings.
Absolutely.
We'll ride on board with Sakakaiza for a moment here.
At this stage, if you're Lucas Licton, you must be asking yourself questions about, oh, Psycho Kaiser into the wall. Looks okay, still driving confidently, approaching the skyline, mostly. But if you're Lucas Licton, you must be asking the question, how much is this battle really worth the risk of trying to catch Kirihara, considering there's no points in that, the only points are in keeping Psycho Kaiser behind him.
There's a yellow flag on the circuit somewhere. That is DJ Overdrive and Maya Neko. What's happened here? Okay, looks like it is two separate incidents between Maya Neko and DJ Overdrive, but we'll take a look at DJ Overdrive's incident here. Oh, just spins out a curb. Oh, collects Gregus too. Oh, no.
Oh, that's so unfortunate.
So DJ Overdrive just has to, nurse that car around.
Turn.
Yeah. And Maya Neko's around too.
Megan, though.
Actually, no, just went wide there. So Maya Neko struggling with the car on the second race. Unfortunate for DJ Overdrive, but DJ Overdrive might be lucky here as he has a bit of a gap to iMagic Zane, so could definitely afford an accident, but definitely not what Gregus wanted either.
Absolutely, because anytime something like that happens, the car behind you just smells blood and takes it as their cue to think, should I be picking up my pace? Should I be seeing if I can catch something if another mistake happens? Because as much as DJ Overdrive got away with this one, can't afford to do that again.
So Lucas Ligonen's been able to hold a little bit of a gap so far to Psycho Kaiza. Psycho Kaiza, the psychopath, though, will be pushing for anything to get any more time on Lucas Lichten. Lucas Lichten, usually the more calm, the more consistent, the more collected of the two. We'll see how this pans out.
Well, we saw Psycho Kaiser hit that wall earlier. He doesn't look particularly afraid of it this time, even though he hasn't touched it.
There's a yellow
Still
flag.
looks hungry for that position.
We'll see if, oh my goodness. Oh, that's Faru Okami. So,
It is.
thankfully out of the way.
Out the way, yeah.
Ryoma Kirihara actually has lost some time there to these two.
I wonder if that was related to seeing Ukami off at Skyline there.
Might
or
have.
rather in the S's.
I'm not sure, but they've lost a bit of time, especially to Icer Ambra, now to Lucas Lichten. Icer Ambra still lapping being the class of the field today. 14-second gap, that's a huge difference to last race. Might have just messed up a setup or something last race. Ooh, that is Maya Neko in the wall there.
Once again, Maya Neko is really struggling here today. But once more, this raises the question, if you're Lucas Lichten, how important is it to you to get past Kirihara in the first place?
Lucas Lichten takes a more shallow line, and Psycho Kaiza was a lot wider there. We'll see how this plays out for the straight. Looks like Lucas Lichten has the advantage coming down up into the mountain, but Psycho Kaiza still has that toe, and looks like Lucas Lichten might have a toe himself going up behind Ryoma Kirihara. So this battle is heating up once more as Icer Ambra just waltz away.
Absolutely, Lucas Lichten using the whole track there on the exit as well, fully committed, not leaving anything on the table.
Now you can put these three cars under a blanket. This is going to get very spicy here as they go through the mountain section.
Especially because I imagine Lucas might well be wondering if having Kirihara in front that close is going to make opportunities for Psycho Kaiser behind him. Bit of teamwork, you know? And there's only one way to deal with that, which is to catch Kirihara and get past quickly. Poor Lucas, even when his race is going well, it's not easy.
Definitely not easy, especially, oh my gosh, especially nowhere to pass here, and it's just one of the, probably the hardest circuit in ACC to race consistently here, as we have a battle going on here, and everybody has a toe here. Actually, no, disregard that because Kitty Hata has no one in front of him, so he doesn't have a toe. But Lucas Lipton and Psycho Kaiser definitely does. This is not Talladega or Daytona. This is just a regular road circuit. So there's no big draft train going on here. But either way, you could still put these 3 cars under a blanket. Though Psycho Kaiser has lost a little bit of time to Lucas Lipton. Might have been a little mistake coming into the chase, but it's all gained back now, coming into the final corner and into Hell's Corner for another lap. This might be 2 laps left for the whole field here.
Absolutely, and like you said, this is a Talladega, so even when you do end up in a draft train like this, it's good on the straights, but bad for the corners afterwards. It's so easy to make a mistake just following someone because you genuinely have less grip. It's so easy for it to catch you out because you cannot practice that.
So with only under 2 minutes left, if you gotta make a move, now's the time.
Once more we see Lucas using so much more of the track than the 2 Technoburst cars.
Ooh, Psycho
Kaiser getting very close to Lucas Lipton there as well.
Oh, he's
going for some difficult corners. This might not be an opportunity, but nonetheless he's going to want to hang on nice and tight.
He is
fully committed. You can see the car wiggling as he just gets the throttle so early.
He is glued to the rear of that Team Iris NSX.
Absolutely.
Now on top of the skyline, we'll see if anybody has anything to say here. No, probably not a good passing zone here. I would definitely want to see it sometime, but I don't think it would end well. But either way, going down into Forest Elbow and into the long straight here. It looks like Lipton has a bit of a run on Kitty Hata. And now these 3 cars, are as close as they can get. They are the closest as they've been all race. Lucas Lipton, the closest, drafting up against Kitty Hata. Will he be able to outbrake him coming into the chase? Kitty Hata trying to break the draft, Brent trying to break the toe, going wide, and then hard on the brakes here. Nobody better on the brakes. Everybody just stays put where they are, but Psycho Kaiser got a lot of time under braking there, so... But not good in the exit, though.
I think that might have been down the length of the straight. I saw Psycho Kaiser take a very late apex just to get on the accelerator so much earlier than Lucas did. Carry as much speed as possible, especially because he knows he's got the draft as well.
Kitty Hata being very defensive here. This will be the final lap.
Lucas Lipton hanging onto the back of Kirihara as well. No doubt thinking, I need to move forwards, otherwise Psycho Kaiser's going to have a chance here. Because this is a do or die lap.
There's only so many spots you can make a move here. This might be one of them. No, Lucas Lipton will elect to stay behind here. Psycho Kaiser goes wide, nearly hits the wall, but stays off of it. This uphill left-hander looks like, and here you'll just have to stay single file, unless you're really brave.
Absolutely. That very much is playing chicken with someone, saying, back out of this, or I'm coming through.
Psycho has a flash in the lights, trying to distract Lucas Lipton with everything he's got. Ooh, Psycho Kaiser looking to the inside. He was really thinking about it.
He was. Lucas losing out a little bit under the pressure there. Losing out to Kirihara, whilst Kaiser's no doubt salivating at this one.
Kitty Hata holding up Lucas Lipton now into Forest Elbow. Now the final moments to make a move here. Forest Elbow, no moves here. Nobody's Matt Campbell, so gonna have to just draft down the straight.
Absolutely. Psycho Kaiser using the whole track exit there as well, getting as close to the wall as he dares just to get maximum speed down here. So he knows he's in a tow, but so is Lucas.
Psycho Kaiser actually lost a lot of time.
To go. Has he? Oh.
Yeah, that's a big gap. Lucas Lipton, though, this is the last 2 chances here. It's gonna go side by side. Kitty Hata covering the inside. Will this break his chance here? Oh, nearly gets to the rear. Kitty Hata. Psycho Kaiser is there. Psycho Kaiser gonna go side by side, going around the outside. There's a bit of a bump. Oh my goodness, Lucas Lipton had to squeeze into a gap that was nearly. Oh my goodness, Psycho Kaiser makes a huge dive. Oh my goodness, what a move! That was a touring car move, side by side into the start finish, and Lucas Lipton takes second. Oh my goodness, that was a photo finish for second. Psycho Kaiser was just really desperate there to take second away from Lucas Lipton, but Lucas Lipton had the speed on exit to just inch him out onto the start finish line. What a race finish. Icer Arba, your race winner for race 1, but the big story today, Kirihara winning in silver, and Lucas Lichten just barely inching out Sekaiza by an inch. We're gonna have to see that again.
We absolutely are. I'd love to see that one again, because that got a little bit dirty, a little bit rough, but I think that's exactly what they needed to do.
Take a look at Seiko Kaiza. I didn't think he had a chance here.
No, but Kirihara in front is making the chance. Lucas just cannot go quicker than that, and that creates this opportunity. You can see Lucas literally bomb drafting as well, just to try and keep some pace up.
Oh man,
giving some away. A Psycho Kaiser comes through on a late lunge.
Oh, they seem to actually give him the position back.
That might well be a good choice. I imagine the stewards would be having a few headaches over that one otherwise.
Oh my goodness.
Nonetheless, good show and admirable effort to everyone involved.
Oh my goodness. He saw Lucas Lichten just squeeze into a gap that was too small for a bicycle, let alone a whole Acura NSX, or Honda NSX, excuse me. That was an emphatic move to try and get around Ruma Kirihara. It was probably holding him up for his teammate, but it was just, oh my goodness, what a finish that was. As the two Technoburst racing cars go side by side for a team photo, but the winner for today is going to be Icer Ambra. What a great showing for them today.
Absolutely amazing display. Made a very clear statement here, and no doubt with the eyes on the #1 spot in Pro as well, because by my maths, that puts Icer Ambra 4 points behind Lucas Lichten. So no doubt that sets the challenge, the target for the next race.
Oh yes, what a race! Just what? I need to catch my breath after that. That was an absolutely insane finish.
It was. That was very exciting to watch.
So just before we sign out of this broadcast, the next race in 2 weeks, it will be at the Italian V-Prix at the circuit of Imola. That'll be the same time as usual, 2 25-minute races, and that will be interesting to see whether or not Lucas Lichten can keep the overall points lead against Icer Arbra, who has just been dominant so far this season ever since they've shown up. Just a tremendous display of form from them.
Absolutely. This has been a costly round for Lucas. He's going to have to break whatever curse it is that he's under and start pulling this together if he wants to hold on to first. And I can't wait to see what happens.
So, with that all being said, with that all being wrapped up, this has been the Vtracc Challenge, brought to you by tracc.eu, powered by the SimGrid, and my co-commentary here, April Carlsbard, also from Queen Design. Thank you for joining me on this broadcast.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you for having me. It's been fun.
So with that, next Saturday will be I believe the 5th round of the GT Cup. You could tune in for that. And actually tomorrow we will have the V4H. I believe, I have no clue where that is.
Tomorrow's one is at Silverstone.
So 4 hours at Silverstone. So that will be a fun one to watch. And as well, as I've already said, next round for the Vtracc Challenge will be at Imola. So we'll be hoping to see you all there, but until then, we will see you next time. Goodbye for now, and we will see you on the racetrack.